All right.
Looking mighty fine, King Coconut.
Thank you. Yes, I'm embracing that even more each day. Okay, well, let's roll. Hi, everyone. Dave Thompson here, and my absolute pleasure to be joined by Kelvin Holliday, legendary King Kel, as they say in some lands. Guys, Kel is now, well, soon to be a 3-time author, Amazon bestseller as well, with several more on the way. And today what we're going to have a chat about is Kel's business, and part of his expertise is in building landing pages for books. So awesome that we get to chat. Hi, Kel, and let's do this, hey?
Ready to rock when you are, Dave.
Cool. All right, so Kel, I just want to get all the gold out of your head and share it with our people. So a lot of the book writers will be watching this because they've just written their book and they're wanting to kind of set up the launch, and some of them will be looking towards a landing page for their book. So first of all, can we just start off and just, what are we talking about when we talk about a landing page, first of all?
Okay, so I guess I want to frame it up and let people understand. This is the experiential part for me, and my experience in how I launch my own books and different things that I've launched over the years to get your expertise and everything out in the market. So when we talk about a landing page is really one of those things it's the simplest form of the web development. So a landing page, as opposed to a website, a landing page has literally got no navigation on it. And so it's literally just got the information you actually are trying to focus on. So that's the difference between a landing page and what we're normally known as a website. So no navigation, very specific, very target orientated. So any imagery, color would be very much around that target market sort of person you're really trying to go after. And it may be, for a landing page, you might have 3 different markets. So instead of mixing that market up, you actually make it very, very specific.
Okay, awesome. So I'm hearing there's some beauty in the simplicity of it, and reasonably fast to get started with as well.
100%, yeah. It's really about very, very specific, and it's that quick fire. Really make it quick, short, and snappy. People can make a decision very fast, and you can get it loaded up and get it actually implemented very fast. Awesome. So just before we dive in and we have a bit of a chat about like why you use a landing page and like why it's important and when you would use it, just to give people context. So when they're going to look for their websites, there's a landing page, there's like an authority site. Like what's kind of the scope of their options out there? Yeah. So look, I'll put pretty much into 2, maybe even 3 categories. So you got your landing page, which is very, very much about what is it you are trying to communicate as a one-off thing. That's your landing page, very specific marketing. You get into what I call an authority sort of page. An authority page sort of takes it up that next level. So it makes it very clear that it's about you as a brand, you as an authority in your space. You actually stake a claim and say, I am the number 1 authority in this. And so that really stakes the claim in your market space. And from that gives you a place there. So there's navigation on an authority page. And we might go into that in a little more detail in another video. But that authority piece is very much, it's that you give people options. So you're not exactly sure where they're coming from. So they come there and they see you as the expert, but now they actually want to go a little bit deeper into you and to know a little bit more about your journey. So it's very much a personal sort of page rather than the content sort of page.
Okay, awesome. So the landing page is very honed. It's simple, but it's focused.
Yep.
And the authority page is a bit more. It gives people a bit more options for navigation. They can find out more about you, not just the book, but also perhaps other things that you do or other offers that you have. Am I hearing you right?
Correct. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Cool. Okay, so let's zoom in on the landing page for a moment. Let's talk about it. Why would you do it? What's the benefit of having a landing page? What are some things to look out for? Where can we start?
Okay. So I think that the most important thing is you really got to know, do you need one? All right. And it is the best strategy for you. And it's not always the best strategy for everybody. So, and I tip my hat. You actually said this in one of the book writing strategy tips that you're putting out in your weekly thing, is it's really about creating as less friction as possible. So sometimes a landing page creates that extra bit of friction. All right. So if you want to make it as simple as possible, click through to Amazon or something like that, that's a good strategy. Yeah. No bones about it. When it comes to a landing page, it's really about you wanting to go to another level. And what I mean by that is you want to collect your data. That's the biggest reason I find is why you actually need a landing page. It's more about how do you actually continue on to build that market space. And it's also, for me, a landing page, the other real benefit for it, you can do like your pre-launch. So you can actually start to build up that VIP, that real collective of people, so you can get it out before the actual Amazon links are ready and start hype. And that's really what
I really like that one personally, because the pre-launch phase of and pre-launch phase of a book launch can go for a number of weeks or even a number of months. And I love that idea of having a VIP list, and because a lot of our book writers are going to be posting content about their book, and the idea is to enroll people in the journey. So if you've got a place to take them, which is a landing page with a VIP list that then becomes the landing page for the book, personally, I really like that approach. And more than that, I've seen it work many times. A lot of our book writers, they do excellent VIP launch lists. And so when they come to launch, they've already got a whole stack of people who have expressed interest in the weeks leading up.
Yeah. And the other thing is, with the difference between it as well, you can actually frame up, and this is how I launched my first book, was in that landing page, you also promote an event. So you can actually then live feed that, or people can come along to it, and it makes a massive difference when you actually go to launch. It really it went a whole new level for me. I've seen something really special when I actually launched my first ones, and the landing page become that catalyst to make that happen.
Awesome. I see it as almost like a bit of a hub or a depository for people who are interested to it's almost like the bus that's heading to the book launch. It's like, hey, you want to jump on the bus? We're heading this way. And then you get to your destination at launch time and you look around and there's a whole stack of people that have come with you on the way. So from that perspective, I think it's awesome.
Yeah. I think too, Dave, a lot of marketing people call it the asset. You build your assets.
Yes.
This becomes one of those tools in your toolbox.
Yes.
Is it the be all and end all? No, but it is just one of those real strong. It's like the hammer and the saw. Unlike the real specialty tools, these are like real robust. Gets the meaty stuff done really quickly.
Absolutely, and I love that it's quite it's quite simple and focused on the one book, and that it can happen quite fast. And I know we'll talk about in a little bit about implementation and how people can actually do this through one of the services that you provide. I'll just say one other thing that's coming to mind on the benefits of it is, we were talking about gathering a list and adding people to your list. If you're going to, that's beneficial not only for the launch, but for products services that you'll launch after the book, but also, for someone like yourself who's now 3 books in, or, like Jean, who's 5 books in, or Dane, who's also 5 books in. By the time you're that deep, you can really build up a following of people that are just waiting for your book. So I really like it from that perspective too.
100%. Yeah, 100%. It creates momentum.
Yeah. Awesome. Okay. Is there anything else that you want to share around the why, or why this would be important, why people would do it? Is there anything else coming to mind?
Yeah, mate, I think that's it. I think we've covered the main crux of it. And I think and if you're building towards an authority, even if you're not quite there yet, not quite sure how that's going to be, it helps you to start to build that brand recognition. And it also becomes a testing platform for that as well. And if I be really honest with my own journey, to be able to state the claim and actually say I'm the expert or the number one authority in a particular space, I struggled with that. And the book launch and this landing page was the stepping stone to me owning who I was. and it was
nice.
a big part of that. It was that my book's Unleash. This process unleashed what I believe is my inner self, and it's the way to which you start to express things, and it's quite an important journey for your own personal development as well as just the marketing side of things.
Totally. And I could, just as you were saying that, what came to mind for me was that either an authority site or a landing page or both is when you set that up, and you were talking about claiming that authority expertise space. Websites are like a shop front. So it's like you're physically getting a space and going, yep, this is my space. This is what I've got. So from that perspective, it can be a part of the claiming of the expertise and becoming the lighthouse at an even greater level to attract business your way.
100%. Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so let's start to get into a little bit more of like the pieces of a landing page. So, like, some of our book writers listening to this, they will have their own team who can go out and execute, and others may just want to go through your service, Kel, which we'll talk about more in a moment. So when building a landing page, what are the top kind of 3, 4, 5 things that people need to look at that are kind of elements of a landing page?
Yeah, cool. So I video and picture, that get it pleasurable to the eye and to the ear and get to people connect. So a video becomes almost a necessity these days in any marketing piece, and even more so in a landing page and the authority sort of pages. And make them real. Like, don't worry if you and ah and muck around. Yeah, like everybody goes, it's got to be absolutely perfect. A video just on your mobile phone is quite often even better than, you don't have to set up in a studio. Just sit on the beach or sit in the bush or whatever it might be, whatever context you're trying to reach your marketplace in. Keep it neutral because you'll be able to use that video over and over. But just a simple, selfie style video, just speaking from the heart. So know what your points are. Be very clear what you're going to communicate. You don't want it to be too long. Maybe a minute and a half, 2 minutes, absolutely tops. All right, and nail it, and nail exactly what you're communicating. So that's a big one for me.
Awesome.
The other one is as far as know your target market. Like we said over and over and over in this, and so a landing page is very specific. So any imagery, colors, stuff like that, it's got to be very specific. You can make, this is the beauty of a landing page, you can make 10, 15 using exactly the same material, changing around a couple of words, but send it out to specific markets. So, for instance, I actually went into the corporate sort of space and also the not-for-profit space, talking to CEOs and board leaders. So exactly the same leadership, exactly the same thinking, however, 2 different sort of spaces. Same video, 2 different words. I just changed 2 or 3 words, and it had a bigger impact in each industry. So very, very targeted market.
Awesome.
They're the big ones. I think then you got to get your social proof stuff, so... are you an authority? Are you, whatever you got, if you won any bits and pieces of awards or being seen on the media or whatever it is, you got to start building that sort of collateral to get that social proof in there. I think that's.
And is that like where you see on websites where it says like as seen on?
Yeah. Yeah, and that piece, my own experience. Once I got that authority stamp, from Fox and ABC and stuff like that, and started getting seen on the media. We can talk about that at another time, but that makes a massive difference to the person who just says, this is a person who has got an authority because these other people believe it. So that's a big one. And awesome. I think that the other big one, and if you're going to go a landing page, if you're not going to go and collect up the data, that's the mistake that most people, they say, here, click on my book and go and buy my book. You've got to get some sort of opt-in system. So something, it can be as simple as something like MailChimp, all right? You can set up a MailChimp account, be really simple, it's cheap. In actual fact, you can get it free for the first little bit.
Yes.
Bang in a MailChimp, and if you've got a better CRM, make sure you've got an opt-in form in there and keep that, again, take away the friction, just get name and email address. You can get the rest of the detail later. Like everybody tries to collect too much information and people go, this is too hard to fill out the form. But if you just go name, but just even first name and email address, that's enough. You know,
yes,
the smallest amount of detail that you can collect, people will be more than likely to actually opt in and take the next step.
Yep, I love that. I'm a big fan of all at all times reducing friction and just having the name and email. Yeah, rocking.
Yeah, and I think the one piece of gold that made a difference in mine is you're asking them to buy something, but the landing page, it's great real estate to go, hey, and by the way, if you jump in now, here's something free. It could be just a free checklist. It could be add some value back to the people. You know, why are they going to give you their name and address? They're going to give it because they're going to get something. So give them something, and don't just say, oh, I'll give you a free whatever it is, and it's got no real value. Now, if you're an authority, now, hey, I'll give you a 15-minute strategy call. My time is valuable, is what you're saying. Or I'm going to give you my top 10 tips on how I've done whatever I'm an expert in. So you give them that, they're going to go, I want that, because this person is a person of authority. So
I love it. You took the words right out of my mouth. I was going to say, bonuses. Yeah. Bonuses. Everybody wins a car. It's the Oprah moment.
Knives, mate. I want mistake knives.
Yeah, love that. Love that. Okay, awesome. Any other wisdom or gold? I know we've covered a lot so far. Any other wisdom or gold around actually the pieces that go on a landing page?
Look, I think we've got the main thing is obviously there's one other thing, and again, when it comes into that authority piece, you've got to be really careful, and I made this mistake early on, of not sending people to somebody else's website. So if they want more detail, get them to click on something that's got more detail, that's fine, but that would take them to a full website, to your website, to your own piece of real estate on the web. Try to, as little as possible, send them to a place where it's actually going to take them away from you. Always send them something that's going to have some sort of revolving door. So send them to a Facebook page, which is your Facebook page, or your LinkedIn page, or your website, or your something, so they actually come back, or somewhere. So, when you become an authority, for instance, you might get your name in the media, send them to that, but on that, it's actually got a link that brings them back to you.
Yes.
All right, so there's got to be you've got to create that loop. If you take them away and you keep on heading them away, they will keep on going away. So
it's just human nature, isn't it?
They'll
the nature of the web.
Down the rabbit warren, and they'll keep on going, and I forgot where they got there, and they'll find something interesting, and they'll keep on going. So next come back.
Love that. We do. Next thing we know, they're looking at Uncle Bob's spare car, secondhand car dealer, or anyway, whatever. Okay, cool. So those are the pieces for a landing page.
Yep.
That was really interesting, actually. Thank you for sharing all of that. I thought that was awesome. Okay, so landing page is built. It's all set up. Now, what can you do with it? How do you leverage it? What are the options? What's possible?
It's huge. You don't know until you don't know. When I put mine out, I've done a lot of education around this sort of stuff, but when I put it out there and you start getting people, particularly using the social media, Facebook, love it or hate it, it is the reality that it is the most powerful tool in our marketing strategies these days. So getting it out there and on something like LinkedIn depends on your market space. Wherever your people are, that's where it's got to be. And that's the simple part about marketing. So if your market is in the Facebook land, get your posts out there and keep on posting it. And when we talked about building a VIP list, as soon as you get people to opt in, actually have some sort of way of communicating back to them and say, hey, can you share that link that you just come through on? And so the power of that share, that becomes the personal testimony. So you've actually now got something that's very, you're no longer pushing it, you get somebody else to push it. And
you get the sneezer effect that we talk about on Book Retreat a lot.
100%. Yeah. One of the little tricks that I actually learnt really clearly is once you build up a couple of people and you know them, if they've come off Facebook, send them a private message and say thank you. Thank you for opting in there. Would love you to share. All right. And so that personal message, it could be just something you literally, and if you've ever received one, there, my tip, just have it there in your notes, and copy and paste and say, hey, thanks for actually, clicking on and having this. How about actually sharing the love with somebody else? All right. And
I love that.
And you give them that next action step, and they go, oh yeah, and give them the link that helps them to share it. Don't just say share it and they've got to do a whole bunch of cut and paste them. Make it so take away the friction. Click here and it automatically goes into their Facebook page. And there's a whole bunch of ways of doing that within Facebook and your landing pages. Make it as simple for them to share as possible, and you'll be surprised. The reach that you can make out there is phenomenal.
I love that, Kel, because to me, I see that as being like, yes, the landing page and the MailChimp or the autoresponder is a system, but then you're personalizing. It's almost like you're personalizing the automation.
100%.
Which I think is the A standard these days.
Most definitely. And can I say, and even if you don't know anything about Facebook, if you want to go out and do all the research, but I'll just tell you it straight, the more times you get people to share your post, it's exponential in the reach. So you might only have 100 people on your Facebook page, all right? But you get 3 or 4 people like it. Once they actually start to like it and do something with it, that will reach more people on your page and on theirs. So the more people you can get to do that, it's like you might only reach 3 to 5. You only reach about maximum 5% of people will see your post without actually doing a paid ad. So cost we do kind of keep the costs low here. So share it out, and as soon as you start to create that momentum, it exponentially grows. So
awesome. I love it. It's almost like this strategy is like, it's like there's the boulder that just needs a bit of a push, which is you communicating to people saying, hey, thank you for subscribing. And then it starts to roll, and then it's rolling on its own.
100%. Here's one more trick if you've got the time. And I'd say
go for it.
This is the one piece that made the massive difference for me. Is once you know people have shared your link, go to their newsfeed and like the newsfeed. Like their share of your stuff on theirs. And what happens is all your future ones will actually start to turn up a lot more on their newsfeed rather than your own. It sees you actually going and having that interaction, and they love that, and that will actually make your posts explode as you ongo and do it. So go to their newsfeed, not to yours. Go to their newsfeed and like the time when they've actually shared your message.
I love that, and it goes back to what you were saying about the personalization, where even just on a human level, they've shared your stuff, and you're thanking them for it. Like exactly. That's just good. That's just being a good human, and that's just how you do life.
That's right.
So marketing, and it's just good. Thumbs up. Awesome. Okay. I would just love to have a bit of a chat in a moment about, or just give people just a little bit of an idea about the service that you provide, or where they can go to find out more information or whatever. Before we have a chat about that, are there any other thoughts or anything else that you want to share with us now, Kel?
Mate, I think I'm going to actually have a bit of a plug back to you, Dave. Like, even if people are on and watching this video who have never gone through the book writing process, it's a defining moment in your life. And I guess it not only, Dave and his team has changed the way in which I think, very much so. And I say that openly and honestly, Dave. And this process, once you embrace it, you'll be surprised at where it takes you. 12 months ago, this has taken me on a journey of just total transformation. But I've actually started that owning your own space. Sometimes you go, oh, gee whiz, it's too hard. But it's those harder things. It's when you get feeling like, oh, it's too hard, that's the time to coin your phrase, to lean in and keep on moving. And this landing page stuff, and then taking the step to authority is you leaning into the process. You've taken the step of writing a book, and if you haven't taken that step, just go out and do it. It just works. But take it the full. Don't do it half-hearted. Go the full way and you won't look back. You know, there'll be pain points along the way. Just keep on pushing forward, leaning forward, making it happen.
Awesome. Awesome. Oh, thanks for that, Kel. I appreciate it very much. And yeah, it's that's the idea. Lean in, and particularly with the launch, keep leaning into the launch as well. And you know, I guess that's one of the reasons why we're chatting today, Kel, is because with that landing page stuff, sometimes there can be, you know, a lot of the people that come through book writers, they're not necessarily tech geniuses, but they know they want to kind of execute their launch to the fullest of their ability. So do you want to just share a little bit about what your service entails? Like, is this the place for it, or do you want to send people somewhere else?
Look, the easiest way, Dave, and look, I want to really add some value into the way in which you do inspirational and stuff like that. So if people want to know about it, look, I'll put a little link in here, and you'll see it pop up, and I'll put it, you know, wherever you're going to be seeing this video, you'll see a link there to be able to come back to us. But basically, the service we run, we have a set of experts, like very much experts in their field. We call it a VA pod. So it's a VA's a virtual assistant service, and these guys are, each of them are individually very, very tailored towards what it is. So we've set up a really simple template, and there's 4 or 5 different templates you can have for either a landing page or an authority site. And it makes it simple. You just say, okay, I want that style, and we give you the checklist of all the things we want. Make the video. Our video editors will then make it great. You know, they'll turn whatever you have, they'll make it to the next level for you. They'll get your logos. There's a graphic design team there. They'll get your logo and animate your logo, and you'll have that bit of asset forever as well. So it's really about creating all the pieces you need to make a landing page, plus also build your authority assets. So it's a holistic approach to this. There's a lot of website developers out there, but I'm really tailoring in on how do I help people to really get this part right, you know, and that's all I'm doing. All right. So people come along. We've got a VA service, and if you need VAs ongoing, we do that. But our real expertise is about the pods. All right, and it's a group of 5 people, all experts. The video, the social media, the graphic design, the text and copy. They've got it nailed. They'll ask you the right questions very simply, and in about 48 to 72 hours from giving us all the information, you can have a landing site, ready to go.
Wow. So what I'm hearing there, Kel, is you've got a team of gun people who are set up for this specific task. You give them the information. They can have it set up in 48 to 72 hours, take the tech problems off the book writer, and have that landing page authority piece.
100%. And the reality is there's obviously a couple of stages to the pre-launch and the pre-launch and then the launch. And so we actually know that process now, and so we know the process. So we'll say, okay, we'll set it up as a pre-launch, and we say, okay, this is what we need for the next, and we'll actually build that asset at the start, ready to go. And so that by the time you go from A through to being a #1 bestseller in Amazon, we've got all the pieces in place from day one. So that as soon as it happens, we just turn the trigger and it just keeps on rolling over. And you're paying for the one sort of price, I suppose, is paying for it everywhere from the pre-launch to the final position.
Wow, that's super cool. And I love that. I think that's, for anyone watching this, that's why, or a big reason why Kel and I are doing this video and we've got this association, is because Kel's kind of in a circle in book writers now. He's come to a couple of retreats, written a stack of books, had a lot of success, knows the process, knows the team, knows the launch sequence that we teach. And so this is an opportunity for those that want a landing page to plug into the launch sequence, to just go, Kel, let's do it.
That's it, mate.
Awesome.
Ready to roll.
All right, my man. Well, I'll leave it to you guys. The link will be down below. If anyone wants to get in touch with Kel and find out more. Kel, any final thoughts that you'd like to share before we round out today?
Mate, I would just say to everybody, look, get in, best of luck, unleash your awesome, all right, on the world. The world needs world changes, and you guys are going to be it. So, and Dave, you've inspired a lot of people, mate, so thank you to you. And guys, just make it happen. Just do it.
Rock and roll. Thanks so much, Kel.
Thanks, Dave.
Cool.